24 in 24. That's 24 photos in 24 hours. Now I have my Olympus OMG film camera and I want to do 24 photos in 24 hours. And this is something I just kind of came up with to give you guys a look into like what my day-to-day life looks like, just a snapshot. And it's not one photo per hour. It's like I have 24 hours to take 24 photos. Now I just picked up some Portra. This is the 400 from Kodak, and yeah, I'm gonna go take 24 photos in the next 24 hours and get them developed and see what they look like. So this is gonna be technically a 2-day video, but I'm really pumped about this. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be challenging, and this is gonna be something that I'm really excited about. But yeah, we're gonna load up this camera, and the time is gonna start now. I actually don't know what time it is. It is 11:56, so I have 4 minutes till noon. I'm gonna start at noon. We're gonna end at noon tomorrow, and then we're gonna have 24 photos to go over. But yeah, I mean, we have 4 minutes till noon, so I better get everything cleaned up and we better start shooting. Okay, so this might not look like a very glorious place, but right over this shoulder is actually where I proposed to my wife. And I know it's not very glorious, but it was kind of like a cool, adventurous, spur-of-the-moment thing. And I just want to photograph it. And I was walking past and I was like, wow, I forgot how special this place is to me. 24 photos in 24 hours. We just took our first photo and I'm just like, oh, I have to be so intentional. Like, you know, what I take is what I get. I only have 23 photos left and I'm not bracketing at all. So I really need to be intentional with my settings, but yeah, this is stressful slowing down this much, but 23 photos, let's take them. Behind me, this is the Chapman Library. This was the library growing up that was my neighborhood library. And we'd always come here to check out books and movies. And, you know, we always came here to hang out with friends. But when I was 13, I got really into doing magic. And I came here and was like, would you guys let me do a magic show here? And they were like, yeah, we'll do you one better. We'll hire you to do and perform magic shows here every single month. So I used to come here when I was 13. I'd wheel this cart all the way from my house, just walk it all the way through the neighborhood, wheel it up to the side ramp over here, and I'd go down and there was a stage, and I used to do these magic shows. They made posters for me. It was like the amazing Wesley Dini. It was really cool. And so this is a really special place to me. It was my first paid gig ever. I made $100 every 4 months, which was terrible looking back on it. But honestly, I loved doing this so much, and just being able to impress people and having something that felt tangible to me as a 13-year-old. It was really cool. So this is a really special place to me. 3, 2, 1. So this behind me is the stage that I used to perform on. It looks a lot different. There's some other stuff here, but this is still really special to me. The librarian upstairs actually remembers when I used to do shows 10 years ago here. And so that's just mind-blowing, but they just informed me that there's a possibility that they lose this stage, that it goes away forever. So I'm actually really glad that I'm taking a photo of it now, because this is really my first stage that I ever performed on. So I'm excited. There's this coffee shop right here. This is one of my favorite coffee shops of all time. Over here in these bushes, a long time ago, me and my friends lugged a ton of stuff from our homes. We built like a really cool like little hideaway bunker out here. This restaurant is La Frontera. This is one of the restaurants I went to a lot as a kid, but my childhood home is right behind this building right here. So it was really like close by, and this is one of my favorite restaurants. This is the street I grew up on, and I want to take a photo of this sign. This is super cool to just be back in the place I grew up, and I've spent so much time here just walking these streets, and so it's really special to me. I used to longboard here with my little brother. Okay, so I just finished shooting all of my photos, and now we're gonna go take them and get them developed and scanned. We just got our negatives back, and honestly, this is wild. Like literally just over 24 hours ago, I was like, I'm gonna start this challenge. and now I have my negatives and my photo scans, and I think it turned out pretty good. I have to say, honestly, I was really pushed and challenged so much throughout this entire challenge, and like there was so many things where it was like I'm trying to slow down and I'm still trying to get good photos. But at the end of the day, I took photos of things that I love, things that were interesting, and things that like I feel like just embody me a little bit. Like in a sense, you know, it's like there's a lot of things I took photos of that are like just random stuff. But the truth is like they were taken in my home city and they mean something to me. And so that's for me, like I look back at these photos and some of them I really love. And this was really challenging because, you know, this is 36 photos. So I took 36 photos in 24 hours, which, I mean, you only need to take 24, but yeah, 24 and 24, that was difficult. And now I'm going to look over some of the photos, but yeah, I think my camera held up. I think some of them turned out all right. Some of them I was like, but the truth is the whole point of this, and the only reason that this is like a really cool challenge to me, was the fact that, you know, I had this thought of like, if I could only sum up my life into 24 photos because I had 24 hours to live, what would that look like? And I mean, I gave myself 24 hours to take the photos to sum up myself. And it's difficult. Like there's so many things where I'm like, I would love to get this photo, but I know that it's going to eat up so much time driving to go get this photo, or I knew that it was just going to be like not worth the photo. So I really just had such limited time. But I think like, and some of them didn't turn out great, and that's okay. And it was situational, and like the lighting changes, and you know, there's like little things, and like you're rushed and stuff. And it's like, but honestly, I love the rawness of how this felt. Like it felt like very much like one of those instant cameras where you're like, I have to get this photo and just leave. Like that's just a memory I'm capturing. And so this was really interesting. It was a lot of fun to do this. And I'm sure that there's a lot of these in here that I will hold a lot closer to my heart just because of what they are. So yeah, let's jump into the photos. This photo is one of my favorite photos. This photo is really symbolic to me because it's where I proposed to my wife, but also I think there's a lot of symbolism here in the photo of like the two rocks. And I think that's really, really special because you know, me and my wife, and I think like there's just a lot of meaning in this photo that I hold near and dear to my heart. So I think I like this photo. I think if you're talking about a photography standpoint, I think like it is what it is. I think it's an all right photo, but I think like because of the story behind it, because I know that story, it means more to me. This is the outside of the Chapman Library, and I think this one turned out all right. I think that there's definitely some highlights that are a little hot on this photo, and I feel like I remember framing this photo a lot better, but overall, like, I think it turned out okay. I do think that I like the photo, and I think it means something to me, which is why I really care about this. But overall, I think it's an all right photo. This is the inside of the Chapman Library, and it's very yellow. Like this came out very, very yellow, but I love it. I think, you know, this is an easy white balance correction, and honestly, like this photo means more to me, just because I know, like, I used to perform there. I used to go to this library. I used to go put on magic shows. Like, to me, it's really special. This photo means a lot to me. So I think I'm gonna hold this one near and dear to my heart. This is Kings Peak, and it's, you know, it's an okay photo. I think, again, it's one of those things where I thought I framed this a little bit better, but you know, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It is what it is. But I do think that, like, if I were ever to get old and, like, you know, and I was looking back through photos, this is one I'd want to look back on. So I think, to me, I love it. I don't think inherently it's a phenomenal photo. This is the photo of the lake and where me and my friends built out our little secret hideaway, and this photo is going to mean so much to me. Like, first of all, I love the reflections on the water. It is still a little bit bright. I think it just feels a little bit overexposed, but I love the photo. Like, this is so special to me. I definitely love this photo. This is the photo of La Frontera. This is right next to the house I grew up at, and I love this restaurant. And I think that there are parts of the image that feel really bright, but honestly, I really love the photo. I really like the framing. There was a lady just off camera who was bugging me the whole time while I was taking this photo, and I was like, oh, I'm trying to take this photo. It's supposed to be nostalgic. I'm just trying to have a moment here, and it was like, couldn't have that. But I think I do really like this photo. And I do think it's actually a decent photo. Even from like a photography standpoint, it's fine. Like the reflections in the potholes in the parking lot, I think those are sick. I do like this photo a lot. This is probably one of my favorite photos I've taken on this entire roll. This is a special photo. This is the street I grew up on, and I've taken photos of this before on film, and I didn't like the way it turned out. So I actually am really pleased with how this turned out. So this is just looking down Iola, and I wish I would have just given the tree a little bit more room above it, but ultimately, like, I do really like this photo. I think it's really moody. I think it's really cool. I think it's nice to just look down the road. This is really symbolic to me and meaningful to me, so I really love this photo. This is the photo on Main Street where me and my brother used to longboard, and yeah, this photo means a lot to me. I mean, it is all over the place. There is highlights that are popping and shadows that are super crushed, but honestly, like, and the framing's terrible, but honestly, like, it still means so much to me looking back at this photo. It's important to like take photos of things that you really love, even if it doesn't mean anything to anyone else. This is just a photo of a pigeon. I saw it, it was like super close to me, and I just thought it was neat because it was chilling, it was just hanging out, and I was like, oh, well, there's nothing super significant except for I have a film camera and could take a really cool photo of this pigeon. And it's symbolic of Salt Lake because we have a billion pigeons downtown, and they're very comfortable with getting very close to people. So I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of neat. This is the dumpster photo we took down that alley. I think it turned out really sick. I really like the highlights, actually. I like the moodiness of this one. It was meant to be a little more artsy and like dumb, but I love it. It's just a little peek behind the alley. I like this photo. The Walker Center. I will forever love this building. Even though we were getting super bad shadows on the front side of the building, and then you can see the sun's cutting through. Like, it's just such a wild building. Like, you could easily crop this photo and make it look amazing. But yeah, I absolutely love the way that photo turned out. The Rio Grande photo, this photo turned out to be one of my favorites. The Rio Grande photo, I absolutely love how this photo turned out. I love the leading lines here. I love that the building, like, it feels properly exposed. Like, everything about this photo, I actually really like this photo. And so I actually would consider this somewhat of a portfolio piece. I would add this to my portfolio. I would maybe want to crop it or like change the framing just a hair because it feels a little off kilter, but this is a really cool photo. I'm glad I went and did that. Like, I went and walked down that way, like, because otherwise I would have missed this photo. And I think it turned out really nice. Tony Caputo's. This photo is a little overexposed and a little orange. It's pretty. I mean, it's not a portfolio piece. Nothing crazy. It's just a little overexposed. And there's not like a lot of dynamic framing here. You can't do a lot with like such a flat building, but it is really neat to have something like this on my phone. The Capitol shot, I think, turned out a little nice. I think it's all right. I wish that I would have had the American flag maybe a little bit more open, but I do love it. I love that you can see the smokestacks. I feel like it's a little bit overexposed, so I mean, little stuff, but I love this photo. I'm never gonna stop loving like Capitol photos. I don't know why, just love the architecture. The bench photo that I took, I think it turned out really, really cool, actually. I think it's definitely one of those pieces where I would totally add that to my portfolio, and I think it looks really cool. I think the framing's nice, I think the lighting's good, I think it's properly exposed, and I think it's kind of poetic in a weird way, so I do like it. The Wells Fargo building, that is a very interesting image of this building. I've taken so many pictures of this building, and I think I tried like a little bit of a Dutch angle, looking straight up at it instead of a little bit farther back so we can read it. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's really cool and it's really personal with the building. We have the City Hall building, and I think this is, again, just a little overexposed, a little moody. I don't know if I love it, but it is one of the best photos now that I've taken of that building. So I am glad that I do have this photo because, again, it's one of those things where I was like, well, maybe I'll never get a good photo of this building, and I actually really like this photo. So it is cool, and it's going to mean something to me, so that's cool. These photos are truly some of my favorite photos I've ever taken. And I think that's from the fact of, you know, they're part of my life. This is all part of my life that I was able to just capture. And they're not portfolio pieces by any means, but the truth is they mean something to me. And I love that about these. And I think so many people forget to take photos for themselves. They're taking them for Instagram and they're taking them to show other people. These photos were truly for me. And I think that's the cool thing about this is I was able to capture part of my life that meant something to me, and I was doing it for nobody else, myself. I think people need to take more photos. I think we take a lot of photos that don't have intention sitting behind them, and I think this really opened my eyes to that. I think ultimately you need to take more photos, and whether that's film or digital, but I think that you need to make more for yourself, and I think that you should think about creating, you know, content around what you love doing. So anyways, I'm not going to rant on too much, but I'd love to see your guys' photos. If you do the 24 and 24, make sure you tag me. And Trevor Beecher, I challenge you to do the 24 and 24 on film. And yeah, guys, stick around. Next Monday, there's a new video, and I hope you guys like this content. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more of this content, subscribe. And I'd love to know what you'd like to see. So make sure you comment below and let me know the type of content you guys want to see, because I don't know a lot of the time what to make. So I would love some feedback on videos to make. But anyways, thank you all so much for joining me in this video and on this journey. And this is really so cool to see. But I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys next video.